Hey, gang, it's us, and we're having technical difficulties with our little buddy Colette. Just so y'all know up front. But anyway, thank you for joining us on this cocktail hour. I'm Andy.
And I'm Sherry. I almost said I'm Rev. I don't know who the hell I am, but I'm right here.
She's revved up and ready to go. She's gonna sing the book title. I'm Andy.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. It was. I have the show running while we're doing it, so I can see if there are any problems.
Ah, gotcha.
You mean like me?
Huh?
You mean like me? Problems like me?
Yes. Yeah. Now, see, I'm watching you, and you're seem to be doing all right. You're a little grainy, but so is Andy. I'm perfect, but yeah. It's because I'm plugged in with the Ethernet.
Oh God! All right, so who are you? Who are you?
I'm Colette, and I don't have a Nick. I don't think it's not with a Nick because I don't even think that was an option for me to click when I ordered the PC because it was like your grandpa's or connection.
Well,
so
it's fine. It's
like
fine.
asking for a floppy disk reader.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
I'll just go ahead and apologize now because apparently my connection sucks.
It's sucky. Well, we're still glad everybody's here. Yeah. So let's get old Clunky out of the way first. What are you drinking, Clunky?
I believe that's you, Colette.
I'm Clunky?
Yeah,
well, because your
connection is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm having a margarita.
Ooh,
oh, very nice.
Yum.
You may as well just drink up.
I know, right? What are you having, Sherry?
I'm having some ruby red grapefruit juice and some Pellegrino in my standard cocktail hour bountiful teat tankard.
Excellent.
I'm going to use this every damn time if I remember. But I'm getting older, and sometimes I don't remember things. So
this happens, yes. Yeah. I'm just finishing off a bottle of wine that I started last show.
I started this morning.
Last show. Honestly, I only drink basically for this show anymore.
Oh,
I'm so disappointed.
I know.
Well, I mean, at least you know it's aerated.
There you go.
Well, no, I used the little thing where you put the cap on and then you pull the air out.
Oh, well, never mind then.
So it doesn't taste like a bunch of vinegar when you're drinking it. Mm-hmm.
You just need to drink more. You're supposed to be picking up the slack.
Why does it taste like a bunch of vinegar?
That's what people that actually have taste buds that can discern different flavors in wine, which I can't.
It doesn't stay good that long.
When you open a bottle of wine, you should drink it in 1 to 2 days, maybe 2 to 3 days, because otherwise, I guess the air makes it not as good and it gets kind of vinegary.
It turns to vinegar. Yeah.
Anyway.
It does not turn to vinegar in 3 days. I'm here to tell you.
No, but that's from last show, not last week. It's last show.
Yeah. But I mean, even still, I don't think it's.
But I do pull the air out of it. I mean, I try to keep it good as long as I can. So
I never really had that problem because, drink this. I just drink it in a day. That was part of the problem.
I can see that why you would do what you did.
Yeah. All right then.
So today we're going to be discussing a book, and Sherry's going to sing the title.
It's The Lost Apothecary, motherfucker, by Sarah Penner.
Yes, the motherfucker was just a little ad. Sorry, Sarah.
I'm sure you're lovely. I'm sure you're a lovely human.
I'm sure you're a lovely person. Mm-hmm.
I think there's actually somebody else besides me watching. So if you're watching, welcome.
Yay.
We're happy to see you.
Yeah, man.
Or we're happy you can see us.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I said if I freeze up, sorry.
Oh.
What the family just did.
Yeah. That's what happens.
So
they left. Whoever it was left. So
Maybe the motherfucker was a little
It might have been a little over the
aggressive.
top. They tuned in for a book about murdering people, but
Right,
the
yeah.
motherfucker was just over the
A little
top.
too much. A little too much. They might have been sitting on the sofa with their kid next to them thinking, oh, this should be interesting. And then you blast out motherfucker and they're like, ah! And
Well,
close it
I
down.
only did it because you told me to.
Yeah, I mean, murder is fine, but profanity is, yeah, that's just a little too much.
I ruin everything.
No, you just do. Seriously.
This
Speaking of murder, do you guys remember that case that happened back in 1990?
no.
Made all the national news about the woman who was shot in the face by a clown that was at her front door?
Again, no. Did this happen in Florida?
It did. Just left in Florida.
Shocking.
Shocked.
Yeah.
I guess they finally made an arrest on that case and going to trial.
From 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so was it
Top-notch cops you got there.
Was it an isolated incident, or was this like a serial clown?
No. It was an isolated incident. But speaking of serial clown, every one of these damn serial killers you ever read about ever have at least stepped toe in Florida once. At least. I was listening to Bailey doing the Jeffrey Dahmer thing, and at some point she says, "Oh, and he moved to Florida." I'm like, "Well, naturally."
Of course he did. Oh, Andy, we share something. We share a serial killer. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ambrosia. Yeah, I don't think the chocolate factory is a thing anymore. I think Ambrosia shut down. Otherwise, the next time you come to town, we could have gone there. And yeah,
I don't think Manson was in Florida.
I wouldn't put him in the serial killer category, actually. But I can see why you bring him up.
I suppose you're right. I mean, he didn't really. He didn't do the actual murdering.
Well, he did some murders. He didn't do the Tate LaBianca murders, but
I don't think he did any.
He didn't do the others either. The only thing they really caught him for, I think, was shooting that drug dealer owed him money, or he owed money to. Thought he was dead, but he wasn't. Yeah.
Right. And there was also a guy that they shot on the ranch and buried out there.
Oh, Shorty Shea?
Yeah.
I don't know that he did.
He did?
Yeah. I believe the members of the family say that it was him.
What a family. Seriously. That's like major dysfunction right there. Mm-hmm.
Makes me feel better about mine.
I know, right? Mine seems a little more friendly.
All families are fucked up, but hardly any of them kill random strangers. So
yeah,
right?
That's true. I mean, see, there's always a silver lining. There's always a bright side.
Well, my family, one did kill a couple of people, so.
Oh.
Yeah, we can talk about that offline. I don't necessarily want to air that.
I think we already talked about. I think it was your uncle.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, we already talked about that on one show. Okay. So
I clearly had suppressed that, but it sounds familiar now.
Yeah.
Well, now today's book is not about. Well, technically it's not really about a serial killer. It's more like what Colette had wanted from a previous book, from the Belle Gunness book, where it was more of a feminist, killing bad men type thing. So this is more along those lines, sort of. So I really don't want to read this big, long blurb because it's really long.
Oh, well, then don't read the blurb.
Yeah. So Colette, you read it most recently. What's the book about? Oh, and I think we should not do spoilers because it just came out in March.
Yes, I was going to ask about that.
We really need to stop reading current books because it's tough.
It's hard. Yeah, it puts an added burden on us, particularly towards the end when we've had more alcohol.
It's true. Yes.
That is true.
So there are two timelines. One in, I guess, the 18th century.
1791.
Which dates the 18th century.
Right. I know, but I just saw that it was 1791. So I just wanted to put it out there because I remembered something.
one present day, right? And
Yep.
so there are a few different people who swap off in point of view, but the 18th century story is all about this female apothecary who is basically like the quintessential woman scorned, and she decides that she's not going to have a regular apothecary. She's going to have an apothecary specifically for women to give them, I guess, medicinals for cramping and to kill the fella.
Hmm.
Who, no
Nope,
doubt,
we're losing you.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Who
You're-
no doubt deserves to die.
Yes.
Right. And then the present day story is a woman who has also been burned by her husband, who takes a trip to London and finds a vial in the Thames that links her back to this apothecary. So it's sort of like the current day research story into the 18th century story of murder and criming, rampant criming.
Mhm.
How's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So so it starts out with the woman who I can't remember her name, Caroline, the modern day. Well, it might not start out with her, but so she is on her 10th anniversary vacation, her trip to London that she was supposed to be taking with her husband, who turned out to be a cheating, lying motherfucker who, and here's this. So the thing about him is she catches him having an affair. She confronts him. First he lies. Then when she shows him that she has proof, like visual proof,
Yeah,
because
like
he's a
lace and
fucking
underwear.
moron who just leaves his unlocked phone around and gives his girlfriend from work his just, that's fine, baby. Send me some pictures of some panties in my work drawer. It's fine.
Really?
So she busts him and says, well, essentially, fuck you. I'm going on vacation without you. And he's like, no, you have to forgive me. It was just a thing. And every time he was involved in anything, my feeling was essentially, are you for real? Because who in their right mind would put up with his shit?
Yeah.
And yeah, so she's in London on her honeymoon, also thinks she might be pregnant, which is kind of like this karmic kick in the teeth because they've been trying to get pregnant and hadn't been able to. And essentially she had given up all of her plans. She got a degree, her undergrad in English literature or English history or something like that. And he just ridiculed her the entire time. You need to do more serious study. Be like me, the accountant who has a marketable degree. And so she was going to go to grad school at Cambridge, and he was like, no, why don't you take that job with your family instead, doing absolutely nothing that has anything to do with anything that you're actually interested in. She's like, okay, that sounds great.
And she acquiesced too. That's why I found it a little hard to feel bad for her choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't feel bad for her for anything.
Yeah, she abdicated to basically what he wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now.
Colette's ready to explode. Go ahead. What do you got?
Explode, but I mean, I feel like maybe it's not fair for lesbians to judge this heterosexual woman who basically is caving to her heteronormative social expectations.
I'm bisexual, so I can judge her at least half. And
That's
she's
fair.
a fucking moron. She deserves what she gets.
Oh, wow.
I didn't care for her much. I just found her really...
Apparently not. Although I like her more.
Hard to get like a book then if you didn't like her.
Well, what I did like, I liked the other timeline I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That kept my interest. Mostly when it came to Caroline, I was just either yelling at her for the way that she was dealing with her husband, or I mean, I was glad that she got into the research stuff that she got into, because all I really cared about was that. There's a part later on in the book. So her husband decides to completely ignore everything that she has said about needing time away and not wanting to see him, and leaves her a message and says, "Oh, hey, baby, I'm on my way." And she's like, "I'm just going to ignore it and pretend it's not happening, and maybe he just won't show up." Because
maybe the plane will crash.
Right. I mean, that really kind of seems like how she deals with things. I'm just going to ignore it. It's fine. It's fine. So, so eventually he shows up, and then he, what happens after he gets kind of sick, it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, but that was still kind of fun.
Yeah, you can't give too much of that away.
I can't. No, I would like to, but I can't. But the other side of the story, I thought was really kind of cool. So, what's her name? Nellie. Her mom. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Right. So her mom, it used to be her mom's store, her mom's shop, and her mom only did, your standard healing things, but only for women. And that's how she ran her store too. It was just a women's place where women could come and get, crampy things or stuff for pregnancies, or to get rid of pregnancies, or to do all of the things that women do with herbs and stuff, but not kill their husbands.
Right. She didn't do that.
Yeah. So Nellie got into working with her mom in the shop and learning stuff. And then when her mom kicked, she took over and then had been wronged. Or I believe it happened after her mom died, maybe before. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
It was after.
Okay. So she falls in love with this dude named Frederick, who does the whole, baby, I love you. I'm going to marry you. I'm going to take you away. Let's go have some nookie. She gets pregnant, and Frederick does I need some herbs for my sister. And so he gives her she gives him some herbs and tells him very carefully how to give the herbs, and then she loses the baby.
Because he turns it around and sneaks it in on her.
Yeah. So it turns out Frederick, the douchebag, is really married and had done the same thing with the herbs that he got from Nellie to his wife. And then they kind of meet up, and the wife's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, he did that to me too. And no, you're not the only one. He's a douchebag." And that was the turning point. That is when Nellie decides, "I'm just not going to take it anymore, and nobody else should have to either. We're going to we're putting a kibosh on this." And she set up this secret room in the apothecary where nobody could find, and women would come and leave letters and put them in barley, in a barrel of some sort of grain.
Right.
And with who they are, what they wanted done, and how they thought about doing it, I guess. And then she would prepare the thing, and when they wanted it done, and then she would prepare it and have it ready. And the most unbelievable part for me is then she would log all of this in a book that she refused to destroy or hide. Well, she hid it, but I did enjoy the book. But now that it's been a while and I'm talking about it, it's really just kind of bullshitty. So okay, so there you go. That's all the unspoilery parts.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about now?
So what I was hoping this was going to be about is, and an apothecary who, I mean, so the basic kind of 18th century premise, right? Where people would come to her and say, my husband beats me and I'm getting ready to have a baby and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what to do. And she'd be like, here, put this in his mouth and he'll die. Or this will make his nuts fall off. And then he'll be a different person. You know, so I was excited at the premise of that. But it felt very moralistic, right? I mean, so Nellie is, let's just say that she's not in her prime when we meet her.
Right. She's sick.
She's staying at the Bloody Handkerchief Hotel, right? Because she's clearly got dropsy or consumption or tuberculosis or whatever it was.
Right,
they had that would make them cough up blood on the regular. And she is not a fast mover. And going out and gathering the ingredients for some of these tinctures is very physically demanding for her. You know, and they make it seem like, oh, you know, handling all of these toxins have clearly are eating me from the inside, kind of a thing. And I'm like, well, that's just a drag. You know, and maybe this is on me, right? Because I feel like I'm to the point in my life, I've seen a lot of shit. I feel like I've seen a lot of shit, right? And stuff is the way it is, and it ain't great. And I want somebody to be like, oh no, I'm killing you because a world without you is better, right? And I don't want them to be physically compromised or have the dropsy because they're carrying the burden of that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like I guess I wanted this to be a little bit more Tarantino-esque.
That would have been interesting.
A little more Inglourious Bastards, where and then we take all the fornicators and put them in a building and burn them alive.
No, it was
the end.
No, and so you know, you bring up her being infirm and kind of slowing down. She's like, well, I think she's like in her 40s, which
she's
in
41.
So, but 41 in 1791 is a lot different from 41 today.
Hasn't she already gone past what the age of life expectancy is at 41?
Probably
in that time period.
So she has this. She gets this letter from In the Barrel, and it's clearly from a woman of stature, and this is the beginning of the end, right? So this woman comes in and she's like, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Lady Amsbury, Amsbush, or some shit." It was something like that. I can't remember. Amsway. I don't know. It was AM something.
And she tried to sell her detergent.
Oh, Lord.
And she's what?
She tried to sell her detergent because she's
Amway.
She's Amway.
Amwell. Her name is
thank you, Amwell. So this woman comes in and she's really fucking bossy about everything, and the lady, and she doesn't want to kill her husband who's having an affair. She wants to kill the woman he's having an affair with.
Right.
And Nellie's like, no,
can't help you there.
I will not harm another woman. And the lady's like, you will make this for me or I will go to the police, and I know people. Don't you push me. You will have this done the next day. And she's like, okay, I guess I'll just do it, which I didn't agree with, but that's fine. So we got to move the story along. So the woman's maid is the one who came to pick up the stuff.
It was that's a combination of two different characters.
Oh, it is. You're right. You're right.
The woman's maid is a different woman that wanted a tincture to do what obviously needed to be done. But that particular lady's maid winds up coming back to the shop,
Right.
and that how she's involved or knows of this next transaction.
Right, you're right. The one that had Eliza in it, her mistress's husband was touching her, was doing inappropriate shit, and
Shenanigans.
Yes, there was some shenanigans going on.
Bad shenanigans.
And the mama said, okay, time for him to go. So Eliza went and picked up some eggs and learned how to do stuff and whatnot.
The eggs were poisoned, and it was really interesting because you think, oh my God, right? Because she apparently disguised a little teeny puncture that she put in the egg to, because she had to inject the poison in there. And how she used wax and sealed it over and made sure nobody could see that those eggs were compromised. Dun, dun,
I was sure those eggs are going to get mixed up too.
I know,
was sure of it, because she really went over the big eggs. Cook them separate, serve them to the dude. The little eggs, you guys eat those, okay?
Right.
So husband's dead. It's all good. And Eliza comes back like, that was really cool. I want you to teach me all your stuff.
Like you know,
why not? Right?
Right.
So
and that's like perfect, right? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That there are, I think that there's a period of time where we all feel like we should all love each other, man. Right? And do unto others, right? But then you find out that there's people in the world like Mitch McConnell, and right, there are genuinely like Adolf Hitler-y kind of people in the world who aim to do despicable evil things. And
where are the apothecaries when we need them?
Right. So the way that Eliza was like, oh yes, I killed him. I was like, yeah. Like that's the tone that I wanted for the whole book.
Yeah.
But I didn't necessarily get that. Like
No.
Eliza was pretty much the only one who was balls to the wall.
Yeah, man, she was all in. She wanted to learn that shit.
Yep.
And then she went and did a little research on her own, trying to find out more
If
information.
only someone had ever told her what a period was.
That was terrible.
A happier character than just thinking that she was haunted by womb ghosts.
Right, because she's having her period. Nobody said anything about it. She didn't know. So she thought it was like the punishment from the great beyond, right?
She thought she was being punished by the dead dude. It was haunted. The house was haunted with spirits, and so she went. She was told to go home or something. The lady of the house was going on a trip or something. So Eliza's on her own, and she goes back to the apothecary and says, "I got nowhere to go. I'm not going back to that house. It's haunted." Doesn't say I'm bleeding or anything.
Right.
It's fine. So so Eliza is wanting to do this, and she's there when the rich woman comes. Yeah, when she comes, and she does the good little house servanty things, takes her gloves and warms them up, and the
tea.
Yeah, gets her some tea, and the woman's just a total fucking bitch. Yeah. So she really doesn't give Nellie any opportunity to get out of it, and she makes the powder, and then Nellie won't give it to her because she wants to harm somebody, so she destroys it. And then she throw it in the fire or something like that. So she destroys it, and the woman's like, well, you go make me another one, or I'm going to the cops, and you will hang. And so she's like, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. And she takes Eliza with her and teaches her some stuff, and teaches her how to make it. Well, dumbass Eliza doesn't know any better, and she grabs the wrong container to put the powder in, and it has the address and shop name of her mom's, when the store was her mom's, was Nellie's mom's.
With a little
Not-
bear imprint.
Yeah, not just the little bear, but
Right, the
the
address.
bear and the address. So,
Right.
So the cops show up and they're like, "Ah, who poisoned him?" And then it just becomes this whole thing, and the chase is on to find the killer, and that's how the present day thing links in, because Caroline goes to dig around in the mud, doing mudlarking in the Thames, and finds a little vial.
One of the little vials with the
bear on it,
Mm-hmm.
and does some research. And the dude who's in charge of the mudlarking, Bachelor Alf, has a daughter who works at the library,
British Library. Yeah.
Yes, and so he sends her off to go do the research, and that's how she finds out. She kind of stumbles upon it, and a whole lot of unbelievableness happens. And
yeah, because you're treading too close to revealing what's supposed to be the shocking ending. So yeah. So we have to leave this spoiler free, y'all. So I would suggest that if you're really interested, go get the book.
It was fine.
It all comes together.
Yeah,
at the end.
It was fine, and I think the way that the end wraps up wasn't
bad.
It was interesting enough. I mean, I don't regret reading it. It was fine.
Yeah.
I rated it very well. I gave it, I think, 4 stars because I felt like it was good. And again, I did doze through the last. Now I'm thinking like the last 3 chapters, but I went back and I read it. I read it just before the show, and then felt a little more disappointed. But
I think the end, I appreciated. Was it Caroline, the modern day woman? I appreciated her a little bit more because by the end, she's done a lot more self-assessment, and the world has opened up to her, right? So it was promising. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if the author has a sequel in mind, but you could take this in several different directions with her and researching history and, exposing all these stories that don't make it to the history books. But I thought the end was pretty appropriate, and there was a little special surprise, which we can't do any spoilers, but I was really, really happy to see one of the characters how
you can't say
when they were older. Okay, let's just leave it at that. But yeah.
Okay, so can we talk about her research skills?
I believe it was asking someone else to do things. I think that was her.
What was her name? Camille, Celeste. What the hell was her name?
Gaynor.
Gaynor. Yeah.
So right? So she goes to the library and tells her that her father sent her. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I
My goodness. Busy at your house.
It's Eliza.
It's Eliza calling from the past.
It's Sarah Penner wanting to know why you didn't like her goddamn book.
Well, and I didn't say that I didn't like it. So,
it's okay. It's not her.
Okay. Right, now it's rolled to voicemail. Okay,
right.
So she rolls in, says, "Your father sent me. I found this little vial in the Thames, and I want to do research." And so the beginning of her research is just Gaynor doing things for her, and then the end where she's really coming to her own and she
Googles.
Is an incredible research, right? Is that she's like, then I changed the keyword to this. Dun dun dun.
Google, man, it's all you need.
It's
all you need. She should have gone to Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's it. Google and Wikipedia. That's all you need.
So I found that to be a little ridiculous, right? That she's like, and then Then I typed in this word. Like,
I wish I could say that you're exaggerating, but you're not.
I'm not. It's like, congratulations, lady. That's how search engines work. Whatever. Okay. I'm glad that you got your degree in research or whatever the fuck. And the other thing that I wanted to discuss is, how does every lady in fucking Opium Town know that you can go to this secret apothecary, but no men anywhere know anything about it?
Because it's like that old commercial from the 70s. You tell someone and they tell someone and so on
and so on and so on.
Was that true? Your hair smells terrific.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
God, we're old.
I think it's sad that we all know that, honestly.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on keeping the logbook, keeping the registry?
I didn't understand it.
Oh, I did.
She gives this explanation. So when all this shit's coming down and the police are after him and they're on the run, and she just says, "I can't get rid of this book. My mom said that this is
but she leaves it there. She leaves it there
because nobody can find it.
To be potentially just, it was so hard to find that Caroline just went there. She just went there and went in with her cell phone.
Look what I found.
Yeah,
right?
I gotta say that was the toughest part for me. Not the Google search and the Wikipedia, but holy shit! As much as London has been bombed, like in World War II, fires, bombs. And you got to tell me that a little nook in the wall from 1791 is still intact, where the dilapidated, dried out, or desiccated wood allowed her to get into this little nook? What the hell?
And here's the thing.
I think I hollered out loud when I heard that one, when I read that.
She says, this is the only way that some of these women will ever be remembered, or this is the only evidence that they existed.
Right.
Now, here's the thing for me. I would want her, if I came to her to get some poison to kill somebody, I don't want it written down in a fucking logbook.
Right, because that's
when I got it, my name and who I was going to fucking kill with it. Forget about me. Because if somebody did catch it, like, they're not going to go knocking on people's doors being like, "Oh, hey, are you Mrs. Smith? And your dead husband John? Come on with me. It's time for the gallows." You know what I mean? That just didn't make any sense to me at all. At all.
Agreed. I think it would have been a better plot device if they had just rushed out and she forgot it.
Yeah,
that would have been better.
If they're going to have that book in existence, rushing out and forgetting it would have been much more plausible,
as opposed to making a conscious choice of, I'll leave this book here with every person who has come to me criming.
Yeah.
And
not only who came,
not
only the person who put the order in, but who got it, who picked it up.
Yeah.
So
and that's not really keeping a historical account of women that would fall by history, because the only thing in their lives
is blackmail material.
They killed somebody. What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess it would be different if she had added like a note for each, like, reason that they wanted this guy gone was because he was a pedophile, or he was a serial adulterer, or he beat everybody. I mean, there could have been lots of contextual notes added to that log if she was really concerned about, historical
significance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but it's just like, nope, the maid came by and picked up the poison to kill this guy. And that's like all he captured.
Yeah. And I mean, it was different when her mom was doing it. right?
Yeah.
Because her mom wasn't prescribing anything or creating anything that would harm somebody. She was doing healing. So yeah,
Right.
I can get behind that. But as soon as you start murdering people, you don't want a log of that.
Yeah.
No matter what, you just don't.
Mhm.
Or, if like what Colette said, instead of putting down what they were doing, just say, oh, there was a woman named Susan Jones, and she did, she was this or she did that, and she had these kids, whatever, some other sort of record. But
Mhm.
just to record somebody as a murderer, I couldn't buy it at all. That was the toughest thing for me.
Yeah.
It really was.
But even though all flaws included, I still enjoyed the story. And yeah, there were some definite things that I was like, oh man. But overall, it was very enjoyable, especially from not necessarily the present storyline, but the historical storyline was much more fascinating.
Yeah. The only part of the modern day storyline that I really liked, I mean, I liked that she was doing the research. I liked that she was intrigued enough by this story to find out, to try to find out what happened. Because I feel like Nellie and Eliza deserve to be remembered in some way. They did, they did stuff, and they were interesting. And even though they had some shitty plot twists, that wasn't their fault. They didn't do that. They were innocent. But I felt for Nellie.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the narrators?
I could have done without.
Right?
Huh?
Weren't there 3 different narrators?
There were.
Right?
Oh,
one
yeah.
for Nellie.
I did not like the one that worked for Nellie because she sounded like
it cracked me upset every time we got to a chapter that was in Nellie's POV. It would be like 24 Nellie.
Oh my God, you do that really well.
Because she had a lot of chapters in her POV, and she was a very almost Quasimodo-esque character.
Maybe she was trying to work in that throat and lung issue. It would have been better if she'd been like, "This is Nellie,"
right? Or spit a loogie, right? Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was bad.
A little realism, but yeah, I mean,
I forgot about that.
Very
yeah, she was
slow, and her voice was very low.
Yeah, you do that very well.
I felt the bottle. And I told her, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I agree with your assessment of that. I mean, I think that was a choice that the narrator made.
I'm sure.
For sure.
It had to be.
I can't say that.
Otherwise, I don't think she'd get much work.
I wasn't happy with it. Yeah.
I mean, if you need somebody.
The narrators were all, it was like Laura, Lauren, and Laurel, or like they all had very L names.
I didn't.
So I wasn't sure if it was like the same person. They were just pretending. I don't know. It just seemed suspect to me.
Was the one who did Caroline's voice, is she really British? Because I feel like there were a few times when she didn't sound like she was actually
Ohio or wherever the hell.
Yeah, I didn't look, but I don't think so, because to me, she's the one who had the worst British accent of the 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'd be surprised if she was actually British.
I'm thinking, Colette, you might want to look into doing some audiobook work.
I know, right?
Because I can do the consumption lady.
Yeah. It's a niche market. Yeah.
24.
See?
No.
Damn cold.
That's perfect. So even though we're kind of there, it did have issues. It did have issues. It wasn't perfect. It was still interesting. I didn't feel like it was a waste of time to read it. As I was reading it, I enjoyed it a lot more than after I've had time to reflect upon it. So when you're reading it, enjoy, and then a week or two later, be like, "What?"
then criticize.
Criticize, but write your review first, and then I don't know what those bitches over on Cocktail Hour are talking about. It was fine.
And then 2 weeks later, you're going, maybe they had a point about this and this.
Yeah, I would recommend if you equally enjoy reading with your eyes and listening to audiobooks, I would recommend the ebook for this one, or the paper, whatever.
So you don't have
wordy
to
one.
that. How does that voice go, Colette?
36. Nelly.
And then I went into the pantry and got some belladonna.
Read with your eyeballs.
Yeah, read it with your eyes. It was it'll go faster.
I coughed up the clotted globe of blood. I thought, oh bother.
Now you're channeling Winnie the Pooh. Come on.
Oh, that was lovely. So we had so I still recommend it, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Even with the flaws, it was still a fun little escape for however many hours it was to listen to the narrators. 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever it was. It was still enjoyable.
Colette, you too?
Yeah.
So those are your big recommendations from us. So we had talked about skipping next month, but I really feel like I want us to do My Sister the Serial Killer.
I'm good. Let's do it.
It's a novella. It's it's under 5 hours long, and
I'm good.
The first time I read it, it was it's very different and enjoyable, and I was kind of.
Who's it by? Anybody know?
I don't recall. Hold on a second.
I had that up.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. My Sister.
And while you're looking that up, I want to give a shout out to a YouTuber named Bailey Sarian.
Oh, yeah.
She does a bunch of really fascinating true crime stories while she does makeup.
I am fascinated by this.
I never, ever would have put those together. She calls them Makeup Murder Mystery Mondays, I think it is. But her YouTube channel is Bailey Sarian. And I was hooked in one episode. Seriously.
Me too. Yes.
And she does, and her mannerisms and how she does her storytelling is just so fun to watch, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't take herself too seriously. She puts little ad libs in there, and it's just so much fun. And before the show, I had sent Colette and Sherry a link about a serial poisoner from 16th century, Julia Tofana, and that was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. So if you're into the whole female serial killer poisoner thing, check out that episode. But actually, check out her channel. It's
maybe we can
be
post the link.
What now?
Maybe we can post the link.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
We don't even have to, because if you go to the Cocktail Hour to our channel on YouTube, which I will do just right now to make sure I'm not lying to you. I have subscribed our channel to Bailey Sarian's yep, there it is right there. Yep. So some of our favorite channels, it's underneath the, it's on the bottom of our channel page, and also Stephanie Harlow.
Oh, Stephanie Harlow is another one. I don't know if we talked about Stephanie, but
we haven't.
She's another little jewel. She does a lot of work on her show. She does a lot of different research, and she makes
Like different keywords and everything.
yes, actually,
I think she reads books.
She does books. She reads books. She reads articles. She does a lot of different various research, and she writes out her script for her shows. And she does a very good job. Now she puts in her own little personality in there. I wouldn't say I agree with everything she says, but she is also very interesting and fun to watch. So I highly recommend her channel, and that's Stephanie Harlow. And she always makes it a point of putting it's Stephanie with an E and Harlow with an E. Like, how else would you spell these names? But she's she's a lot of fun. She's a lot of fun.
I think Jean Harlow did not have an E at the end.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, so that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite.
Braithwaite, yes, that is it.
Okay, because on Scribd it says title not available in your country.
Yeah, I had.
Andy had that happen too. Yes,
we solved that problem, Colette. So we'll talk about that off air.
Super duper.
We'll talk about it off air.
My library had it.
I guess we're not talking about it off air.
Go into your Dropbox folder. Anyway, so there's another channel I'd like to bring up too.
Hold on, I want to go back to Bailey Sarian. So Andy sends me this link. She's like, you got to check this woman out. This is really interesting. And I'm like, okay, great, because this is what I want to do. I want to watch some woman put on her makeup.
Exactly. That's what
she's talking about it.
Right.
And as I'm watching, I'm like, wow, that is fascinating. And so I'm trying to do a little work, and I'm listening, but then I glance back over, and she's like this huge transformation. I'm like, shit, I missed something, so I got to rewind so I can watch. And she's so funny about it. She did this. She was doing something. She's like, oh, well, now I look like a fucking clown, and she, you know what I mean? She doesn't take herself seriously.
No, she's very self-deprecating, and it's a lot of fun.
She does like these really interesting things. I mean, it's with her makeup. It's not like she's just putting on her shit to go to work. It's like she's doing. Some of them are really off the wall, and she does. She's got her.
Yeah,
and you would never guess when she first starts. She's she just looks like she rolled out of bed essentially, and and then you just kind of watch it all come together. And she's got such a great sense of humor, and she just like, and then she's doing her shit. It's interesting. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I watched like 10 episodes.
She does her
she
own.
She picks good stories.
Yeah, she does. She does her own theme song. It's hilarious. You guys got to watch it. She does
so much better than my singing of the title of the book. True.
But she apparently is so popular now. She's got a podcast on Audible. It's brand new, and I think it's called Dark Mysteries.
Yeah, it's on YouTube also. So if you want to watch her do it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So highly recommend her. The other one that I recommend, believe it or not, is a gentleman named Mike, and he runs a channel called That Chapter. And I don't remember how I came across this guy, but every Tuesday and Friday he comes up with a new case, and he has videos, he has pictures, and he puts the whole story together for you. And he's from, Wales, Ireland.
I think I don't like him as much.
Well, no, he's not as entertaining as, say, Stephanie or definitely Bailey. But like clockwork, every Tuesday and every Friday when I get off work, I look and see if he's uploaded his newest show. And it's so funny because as soon as he comes on, he always says, hi, this is Mike. And I go, hey, Mike, every damn time.
Oh, aren't you special?
So anyway.
So it's almost
bless
like
your heart.
A remote AA meeting.
A what?
A remote AA meeting.
Okay, yes, we could go
Hi,
there.
Mike.
Hi, Mike. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Andy. I'm addicted to podcasts and YouTube.
And true
videos on true crime.
Oh my God, that's so true.
All right, so are we good we're going to do the My Sister the Serial Killer?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think that sounds good.
Awesome.
Yep.
So you've got I don't know. We'll pick a day. It'll be next month.
Sometime next month.
It'll be sometime next month. Probably the third or fourth Saturday of the month. We'll
let
figure
you
it
know.
out.
We'll let
Yeah.
you know.
So if you are on Facebook, we have a page there. Sometimes I remember to do stuff on it. The other two don't do anything.
There's 5 Saturdays next week.
What?
Okay. There'll be 5. There's 5 Saturdays.
There's 5 Saturdays in July.
Oh, we've got lots of options.
We have so many options.
Yeah.
So, all right. So stay tuned. Read the book. Another book I want to recommend is Heavy by Kiese Lehman. Very powerful, beautifully written, gorgeous, very important. So it's been out for quite a while. So, read it.
Is the book they're doing next month? Like we don't need to worry about spoilers, right? It's been out a while.
Oh, this one, the next book has been out for a year and a half. So I think.
Spoiler up.
Yeah, no, we can absolutely spoiler it.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, and the next one is set in Nigeria.
Oh, cool.
Yes. It's really interesting. Yeah, I like it. I gave it 5 stars because I really liked it.
That's my grade right there.
Well, I kind of assumed that you really liked it because you said I want to do this.
Yeah.
But yes, maybe there could be things that you hate so much that you want to do so that we can all discuss how much we hate it too.
No, I wouldn't do. Oh, it's been out longer than that. I read it in February of 2020. Oh, I did 4.5 rounded up.
Yeah, look at you.
Yes. So there we go.
Because
Goodreads
longer than that.
Yeah. I think it's been out. 2018, November of 2018.
Oh wow, yeah, we can spoil that show. Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, we won't have enough to talk about. It's only it's only 226-page hardcover book. So yeah.
All right, it's like a novella, really.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of small? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, we would just read the synopsis and then all give like a thumbs up or a thumbs down and be done.
All right. It was good. We liked it.
Yeah. Right.
See you next month.
Oh, Dad. Come on. We'll have more than that. Y'all know us. We'll have more to talk about.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right. Well, we're a couple minutes early, but that'll make up for all the other shows when we run incredibly long. So, you're welcome.
Yeah. We'll see you next month, y'all. Take care.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.